Hi, I'm Brad Yates, and I'm very happy and honored to be part of this success training program. So what we're going to be covering here are the success mindsets, like I'm good enough, I'm deserving, I'm capable. And here's the thing, deep inside, part of you already knows that that's absolutely true about you. So it's like Michelangelo said that the statues were already there perfect inside the marble. And all he had to do was chip away what didn't belong to reveal the masterpiece inside. So likewise, those beliefs are already in there. You already know you're that fantastic. What we need to do is just chip away the doubts, the limiting beliefs about why you couldn't or shouldn't see yourself as successful, as good enough. So we're going to be using a process called tapping. You may have also heard of it as emotional freedom technique, or EFT. And it's a process based on acupuncture originally. So for thousands of years in Chinese medicine, they have said there's a flow of energy through the body along these pathways called meridians. And when this energy is flowing naturally, we experience our natural state of health and well-being, physically and emotionally. And when this energy gets stuck, then we don't feel so good. We experience stress, we don't think as clearly, we don't make as good choices. So what we want to be doing is using this process, instead of sticking needles like they would use in acupuncture, we're just going to be tapping these different points to stimulate that healthy flow of energy so that we feel better, we think better, and we know better about ourselves. It's also been shown that this tapping process dramatically lowers cortisol, which is one of the stress hormones. So when we get into that fight or flight, that stress response, then cortisol is one of the hormones that goes through the body. And it's necessary if we're actually facing a life-threatening situation. Most of the time, when it's stimulated, we don't need it and it's not that good for us. So the tapping has been shown in lab studies to dramatically lower that. So we can see that it's dramatically lowering stress. And that stress comes up when we're facing new challenges, when we're looking at making changes in our lives, like being more successful, like talking to people. So with this process, we can clear out that stress, we can remember who we really are, we can find the freedom to make those choices and take those actions that cultivate greater success. So the very basics of it is you would take a belief or whatever was bothering you. Say, for instance, you were feeling stressed right now, and you would check in with yourself and say, okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, how stressed do I feel? Let's say it's an 8. So just follow along with me and do what I do. So we're going to take 2 fingers. You can tap on both sides of the body, and you can tap with either hand on either side if you like. For the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to be using my right hand. I'm going to tap on what we call the karate chop point on the opposite hand. So it's just a gentle tapping motion. And generally we'll tap a point between 5 and 10 times. And as I go through the process, we'll be saying different phrases. And if one of the phrases is a little bit longer, then the tapping round will be a little bit longer. You'll be tapping the point more than 20 times. That's okay. It's not dependent upon it only being 5 to 10 times. So, repeat after me. Even though I feel this stress, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I feel this stress, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I feel this stress, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. The first point we're going to tap is right here at the beginning of your eyebrow. All this stress. Follow your eyebrow to the outside corner of your eye socket. All this stress. And following the edge of the eye socket to right under the middle of the eye. All this stress. Right under the nose, just above your upper lip. All this stress. And right under your lower lip, right at the top of your chin. All this stress. Next point is the collarbone point. So if you feel where your collarbones just about come together, there's that little U shape at the base of your throat. And the point is on either side, on either collarbone, but just go ahead and make a fist and tap right where the collarbones come together. All this stress. The next point is about 4 inches below your armpit. It's right about bra strap level. Even the guys can figure out where that one is. All this stress. And finally, the top of the head. So using all of your fingertips, just tapping around a little circle around the crown of your head. All this stress. Take a deep breath. And then check in again with how stressed you might feel. And if it was at an 8, you may find that it comes down to a 7.75. Do another tapping round, comes down to a 7. Another tapping round down to a 5. Sometimes it comes down gradually. Sometimes it'll happen like that. We'll go from an 8 to a 0 in one quick tapping round. So that's the very basic version of EFT. And now that you know it, you can use it, and you can take any issue that's bothering you. Even though I'm really angry at Bob, even though I'm feeling insecure, whatever it might be that's bothering you in that moment, rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, and then start tapping. Even though I feel this, I have this issue. And then repeat that 3 times, and then go through all the points repeating that issue. Take a deep breath and check in again and see how it's going. So, that's how you use tapping. Now, as we go through this program, I'm going to be a little bit more elaborate in the wording as we go through and clear out those limiting beliefs that block you from knowing the truth about yourself, that block you from adopting those success mindsets. So, and I'll actually be using positive phrases to begin with. So we can be tapping affirmations, because what happens is, as we tap the affirmations, that brings up whatever negative energy might have been there, whatever doubts might have been there, and we start clearing those away. And it feels okay to let those go and recognize, oh, you know what? I actually am pretty darn good. So that's what we'll be doing through this process, and I hope you enjoy it and find it very beneficial. Thanks.